morning. Welcome to Shining Mountains Center for Spiritual Living here in beautiful Kalispell, Montana, where the sun is shining brightly through the smoke. So we're happy that you could join us this morning because we know that you're at choice of where you want to be, and we're glad you chose to be with us. So just a little housekeeping this morning. On the back table are some prayer request forms because we love to pray here. And so if you have anything that's heavy on your heart or anything that you'd like us to celebrate with you, you can fill out a prayer request form and put it in the prayer box, and Reverend Yvonne and I will pray with you and for you all week. There's also a sign-up sheet if you want to be on our mailing list. So I believe that pretty much covers it. We just want to welcome you and know that we're honored by your presence. And I believe we have some music for you.
We do.
We do.
There's a power for good in the universe, and you can use it.
You can use it, yes, you can use it.
There's a power for good in the universe, and you can use it.
You can use it, yes, you can use it.
There's a power for good in the universe, and you can use it. There's a power for love in the universe, and you can use it.
You can use it, yes, you can use it.
There's a power for love in the universe, and you can use it.
You can use it, yes, you can use it.
There's a power for love in the universe, and you can use it. There's a power for good in the universe, and you can use it.
You can use it, yes, you can use it.
There's a power for good in the universe, and you can use it.
You can use it, yes, you can use it.
There's a power for good in the universe, and you can use it. Well, there's a power for good in the universe, and you can use it. There's a power for good in the universe, and you can use it.
Thank you so much. It's time for us to use that power. Oh my goodness.
Speaking of power,
There we go. It's under control now. So it's time in our service where we get to bless our children and the child within each and every one of us and children throughout the world. We have a couple of children with us today. We have the baby and Lilia, and we're so glad to see you. Yeah. So if you would please join me in blessing the children. We see you, who you really are, made in the image and likeness of God. Cherish you, we support you, and we love you. And so moving into that heart space filled with love, let us go within and know that there is only one life, one power, one presence. It is known by many names, Allah, the Great Spirit. I call it God, God the good, omnipotent. What I know is there is absolutely nothing outside of God. God is light and love and peace and joy, health and wholeness and abundance. And I know that each of us is one with that divine essence. It is in that essence that we live and breathe and have have our being one with the one with light and love and health, one with joy and love and laughter. So as I speak my word this week, I speak it knowing truly we move through this week with ease and grace, enveloped in the love of the divine, moving easily and effortlessly through all of our days, embraced in the loving arms of Spirit. We acknowledge the God within each person that we meet. The God in me sees the God in thee. And I am so grateful. I'm grateful for this opportunity we have to come together. I am grateful for the love of God that infills us and overflows. I am grateful for the light and the peace and the joy that we are claiming right here and right now as I release this word now to the perfect working of the perfect law that always and only says yes. Please join me in affirming, and so it is. Amen.
Well, there's a power for good in the universe. We can use it.
You can use it. Yes, you can use it.
There's a power for good in the universe. You can use it.
You can use it.
Yeah, you can use it.
There's a power for good in the universe, and you can use it.
Thank you. And now Audie will give us a reading.
Oh, I'm going to do this. Grasping too tightly the things of this world, attachments arise. Holding only to how we want to be, anger is born. Not understanding the inevitability of change, confusion clouds the mind. Meet this transient world with neither grasping nor fear. Trust the unfolding of life, and you will attain true serenity. Bhagavad Gita. True serenity.
Oh, let us just breathe into it. Thank you so much, Audie.
You're welcome.
That as we grasp onto things, we can only hold so much. You know, if we're grasping something, we can't reach or be willing to be open to receiving the other things. So let's just breathe into the idea that we're here today, and in this moment, this perfect moment, we can move into that space, that opening, to receive our good, to be receivers of the good of God, the good of Spirit, that is always giving of itself. And that which it gives is always good and only good. And as Reverend Linda reminded us, we are all children of the living God. And so today, to look out here and see all your beautiful faces and also see a tiny child and a young lady, and know that we are here because we are part of that which will support the children of the world, wherever they are, and in whatever need they have for their safety, for their well-beingness, for their education. If we put that into our attention, we know that there will be a blessing that goes out. So let us just breathe into that idea that grasping too tightly the things of this world leads us to attachments that may not be for our greater good. Again, thank you, Adi. That was a beautiful reading. Yeah, and for us to attain to true serenity, we have to let go, let go. Last week I mentioned that sometimes we hold on to systems and things, systems, laws, ways of being, ways of doing that are so familiar and that have come up, possibly even through the ages, but certainly could have come up through our family or through our business or whatever, that could use a new look at. And when I say a new look at, whenever I look at something anew, I'm not looking at what has been. I'm looking at a bigger picture, which includes possibility. That's what we all do when we're looking at some kind of change for the better. We are actually moving into that field of possibility, infinite possibility. This is not something that's out there that you never touch. This is something you live in. And how much you use it depends on how much you believe in it. And how much you believe in it depends on how much you trust it. So we know that trust and belief go together. Whether it's a belief in something good and we trust that it's going to take place, or that it already is within and it's just in the essence and it will soon come into into form, into our experience, or if we trust and believe in something really horrid, we know that we will get some kind of experience of that too. So it's so wonderful. It's so wonderful to think about the changes that we will be creating in this world and supporting and acknowledging and building on, that these children will benefit from. Just like the things that we came into, we benefited from those who came before us. And of course, you know how life is. You know how it works. They will find better ways too. They will find better ways. They will keep what works, and they will let go of what doesn't work as they create better ways. We know this is called evolution. And that's why we embrace our prayer of the children of the world, knowing that they're made in the image and likeness of God and that we support them, we cherish them because we love them. We love all children. So here we are, and tomorrow is Labor Day. And I have to tell you, I am so grateful. I am so grateful for all the people who work in the labor industry who are working today. I am so grateful. What would we be doing if we couldn't go to or couldn't receive the electricity or the water we receive, or go to the grocery store or stop at the service station? I mean, we are so blessed. We have so many blessings here in our world, whether it's our small world of our family and our community or the greater world. We are so blessed. And this is what Albert Einstein said this, and it's so beautiful. Every day I remind myself, life depends on the labors of other people, and that I must exert myself in order to give the same measure as I receive. Isn't that beautiful? He's saying as we receive services, we're also here to be of service. It's a reciprocal universe. We give, we serve, we receive, we have. That's how the world works. And again, like I said, I'm so happy that you're all here with me this Sunday. And we're all together. We're a community together. I'm grateful to the people who are at work this day, because they're all part of our tribe. They're all part of our village. We're all part of the community of God. This is God's house, and this is God's community. So whether you're online or you're sitting here with us today, or you're out in goodness knows where, maybe in the park enjoying yourself or fishing or whatever, we are all connected. So good on you, and good work. So as I said, Labor Day is tomorrow, and that's when we honor, it's a holiday that we honor here and in Canada on the same day, the first Monday of September, and honor the labors of those who came before us and those who are serving today. And Khalil Gibran says this, it's so beautiful. Work is love made visible. Now, there was a period of time when I couldn't hardly use the word work, because I have all these wonderful friends and not one of them works. Not one of them's ever worked a day in their lives. Now, they've all had careers, they've had businesses, they've done this, they've done that, but each one of them says, oh no, I might have worked briefly when I was here or there at another time, but because it's their passion, because it's their love, and because they get so much fulfillment out of it. My dear friend Paul Ramey says, I've never worked a day in my life. And he's still contributing. So that's what I want to talk about today. We can call it work, we can call it a job, we can call it our hobby, we can call it our whatever we want to. I want to talk about what it is that fulfills us, that is a service to humanity, that is a service to mankind, that which we are giving forth that really brings to us a sense of satisfaction as well as is a gift to the world, the betterment of the world. My friend told me about a friend of hers who lives down the road from her, and her friend bakes bread and then delivers it to her neighbors every week. Now, the woman who bakes the bread bakes different kinds of bread, and I've not been privileged to taste it, but I've been told it's fabulous, different breads, and it's just fabulous tasting. And this woman does not eat bread. This is her gift, though. She bakes this bread and takes it out. I mean, we get to choose what makes our soul satisfied at this time, in this moment. I have another friend who buys things, and then she finds people. It's so magical. They come together. And someone else benefits from her gifts because she's always looking for something that is of value to share. I love that. We have such beautiful gifts, each one of us within us. And if we equate it to that which is our gift as our job or our purpose or whatever we want to call it, and equate it in a way that we understand the value of it and how wonderful it is to be able to express it, and that it doesn't have to be some great thing that you'll be known for as your legacy. It's what people feel today when you're sharing it. Yeah, it's the gift they're getting whether you know it or not. That's how it works. That's how life works. When we're able to be, as it said in here, in the reading from the Bhagavad Gita, grasping too tightly to needing feedback, needing appreciation, needing acknowledgement, just denotes that we're attached to what we're doing. We're attached to the outside stuff. When it's coming from the inside, when it's coming from that place of richness from within you, from the wealth of love and joy and grace that you were created as and can never diminish, can never be diminished. You can't do it, and I can't do it to you. Nor could I build it up, nor could you build it up, because it's exactly the essence of what you are. And so, oh my goodness, I got a feeling there, and the words left. So our purpose is to express this work, this whatever we're doing, and do it with a passion and with a joy and with a non-resistance and an on-attachment. And then I'll talk about, some of us who, and not everyone, of course, and it's just perfect, has had careers outside the home, but we know that whatever you've been doing most of your life has taken up a lot of time, right? I've worked, I had 4 children, and I worked all through their childhood, and, I don't think I've stopped working, but what I can tell you is that that's one of the things that took up most of my time. And now in the ministry, I'm always surprised when someone says to me, well, after work, because it's no longer work. It hasn't been work for a long, long time. And that's what I'm talking about, is shifting from where we think our resource where we think our source is, which would be the paycheck or the feedback or whatever it is that we're getting, is simply a resource. It's a resource of the one source. If we can shift into that idea, whether we're working for the paycheck, whether we're working for the community as a volunteer, whether we're just out here having fun, we are being supplied by the one source. The one source. We are being supported by the one source. Even each of us has an artist commissioned to create one great work of art during our lifetime. Each of us has as a commission to create one great work of our lifetime. And that's the art of our own life. We're here to write our own story. We are here to create that artwork of our own life. We are here equipped to do this and discover that. The Science of Mind point of view is that Science of Mind is not a special revelation of any individual. It's rather the culmination of all revelations. So it isn't like we're the only ones that have this, but what we do is we find our good, and we don't care where we find the good, whether it's the Bhagavad Gita, whether it's the Talmud, it doesn't matter. The Bible, it's wherever we find our good, we take it. Because that's the intention of all wisdom of the ages that brings us closer to the one. It's for us, for you to experience your good, whether it's out of guilt or out of praise. It's always to bring us to our higher good. In the family I came from, we used guilt so beautifully. First, we learned it in our church, and then we got it from our parents, and then the teachers, and then I became one who embraced it all from the church, the parents, the teachers, and whammed it on my children and my husbands. Oh my goodness. And then we find wisdom. And then we find this knowledge. And then from the knowledge and the wisdom, we get the understanding that one life is God and us. And so we recognize that we can move into this life doing the best we can, being impeccable with our word, not taking things personally, not making assumptions. I mean, that to me, Miguel Ruiz, the 4 Agreements is like a condensed version of of the 10 Commandments. I say 12 because I added 2. But anyway, yeah, it's like when we're impeccable with our word, we're being true to ourselves. When we're true to ourselves, we're true to the world. When we're not making assumptions, we're not making up stories, we're not becoming the victim, nor are we victimizing others. When we're not making assumptions, we're either dealing with what is in front of us, or we're searching. We're asking the question, or we're being open to something greater when we're not making assumptions. And when we're doing the best we can, we just take what we have and we hold it up to our heart. We hold it up to our heart. Our mind will always give us an answer, but when we hold it up to our heart, is this the best I can do? Is this the best way I can respond? Do I need to respond? We use the wisdom of the heart. We listen to that intuitive answer that will always come to us if we will acknowledge it. Bless you. And read from it. So we want to be impeccable with our word so that we're always able to come back to that which is our belief, that which we trust, and therefore that which we will lean into. We don't want to make assumptions because that just takes us right out there into that land of unrealness most of the time. And not to take things personally. You know what? It's really, I remember when I was in domestic violence program, one of the things that we taught was not to take things personally. But here's the deal. This woman said to me one day, she said, okay, my husband came in. She said he hit me in the face when he walked through the door, and she said, I asked him, what have I done? He said, blank, 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 not a thing. I had a bad day at work. So she came to group and she said, how do I not take that personally? So meaning that not to take things personally is like making assumptions that we either can justify it if we question it. Well, and then this comes up too when you're in that kind of situation. Well, he had a bad day at work. Yes, he did. So justification is not the same as looking at something and making a decision about it. But when we make assumptions, we often justify what the assumption is. Taking things personally is easier when it's an outside of the spectrum of you being hurt, of course, or being offense. That's one of the things, to be offended by someone else's behavior. It's really behooves us to understand whether I didn't bring that on, I didn't cause it. But even if you had no idea what did cause it, what can you do about it? Step away from it. We want to step away from it. We don't have to stand there and take it. We don't have to be in the midst of something that is so not for our highest good. But what we can do is step away from it. I have this dear friend says, anytime anyone insults me, and she said sometimes it happens because she gets into, she goes places where she is often the only person that's not part of that particular thing. She said, I bless them and I bless their family when they insult me or they try and put me down. She said, I bless them and bless their family. I love that. Now that's different than being struck in the face. You see what I'm saying? So she doesn't take it personally. But here's the thing. I said, well, what do you think? She related an incident that had happened recently. And I said, well, what do you think was the reason behind it? She's like, who cares? She said, I could make up things all day long about why this other person acted the way they did, but who knows? She said, what I care about is what I did, how I responded. So as we're out here, now going from the 4 agreements to as we're out here and we're being impeccable with our word, we are contributing to the world. And when we're doing it in the sense of we honor the work we're doing, we honor the gift we're bringing to the world, then we will be a greater gift to the world. We'll be a greater gift to those children and understand that they need us. They need us. They need us to be the peace. And they need to be able to depend on us. And they need to be able to be safe with us. And they need to feel loved and accepted with us. All children do. So, what can we do differently, or what do we want to do differently? Well, wonder is the beginning of wisdom. Socrates said that. And I love that. Wonder. I wonder. Not what made someone do something, because that's not my business. I wonder how I can just embrace and be a space of love and compassion and peace. That's what I wonder. What is it I can do differently? How much more am I willing to contribute? Am I stepping in where I shouldn't? You know, we get to look at all the stuff that we do and ask, is this for the highest good, or is it just for my highest good? And if it's just for my highest good, I probably got an agenda going. That's usually how it is. If we want something, we do something. That's what work's all about, too. Working produces something, usually. Maybe it just keeps food on the table. Maybe we get a new vehicle. Maybe the work is helping to build a new support an organization, a 501(c) organization or something. Or maybe it's, who knows what it's doing? Who knows what it is? But I believe that we have to bring not only all the answers, but I think we have to be willing to let go of all the answers that we're carrying and let wonder set in. How could that be different? What else can I contribute? How else can I scale this down so that what I am giving is a benefit to all? Maybe that's what the work is about. Maybe work is about wondering. Maybe that's the only work we need to embrace in this moment, is the wonder. First of all, the wonder of what can be from that can come in from that field of infinite possibility. From that place where everything is that will yet come into form. From that power for good in the universe that is always working for us, through us as we allow it. So maybe that's the work. The work is to calm down and let go of all the answers, or let go of the idea that you need all the answers, or that we have them, we have so much to do with them, and let wonder set in. We learn so much when we ask children questions. Maybe you all have heard of Matt Kahn. Well, Matt Kahn, when he was in kindergarten, was asked by the kindergarten teacher, he and the rest of the students were told to draw a picture of what they wanted to be when they grew up. So all the children drew a picture, and the teacher looked at them, and she immediately went to the principal's office and called Matt's parents. So Matt's parents came down. And the teacher said, I want you to, this was the assignment, draw a picture of what you want to be when you grow up. And these are some of the pictures we got. And she showed the parents a fireman and what looked like a house with little children, around the outside. And someone else wanted to be a doctor. And, you could tell from the pictures, these children had ideas of what they wanted to be. But on Matt's picture, the teacher showed it to the parents, and here was a garbage can. Just a garbage can. So they called Matt in from recess, and the teacher and the parents said, well, what is this? And he said, it's a garbage can. What do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a garbage man. And they were a little perplexed, and how did you come up with this? And Matt was so proud. He said, I want to be a garbage man because he only works on Friday. To which the mother and father replied, oh, he only comes to our street on Friday. Matt, he works all week long. Matt thought about it a little bit. He said, I think I've changed my mind. He's a writer. And this came from his book, The Universe Always Has a Plan. Here's what we want to know. The universe always has a plan to support us in whatever you choose. In whatever you choose. So if whatever you're doing now, if it's not fulfilling your heart, if it's not waking you up in the morning with a, yay, God, I've got time today to do this. Oh, yay, God, I've got today, and I can do this. If it's not, give yourself the opportunity to be impeccable with your identification of what you want to do. It doesn't have to be a huge career. It could just be looking at the heart's desire. It can be looking at what is my gift that I want to share with the world. The novelist Pico Iyer says that the opposite of knowledge isn't always ignorance. It's a wonder, it's mystery, and it's possibility. So let us this week take into our beingness, this idea that we are here with a job, a purpose, a gift to share. And instead of spinning our wheels, asking, what is it? What is it? What makes you happy? What do you like to do that makes you happy? And what you do that makes you happy is that can you contribute to the world in having, with that gift, to make a greater world? Don does that in one way with his music. Don, Adi, Red Star. I mean, it's such a gift to the world. And he doesn't just do it here. He does it all over. He sings in the car. He sings in the sanctuary. He probably sings in the shower. I don't know. But he sings to his children, and his children sing back with him. We're here to sing the song of life. And don't let anyone tell you that you're off key. Because if your song matches your heart, you are right spot on. You are contributing to and part of the great harmony of love, of God, of life. So I'll invite you to join me in this moment. And go within. For it is within that our safety, our support, our strength resides. And all the rest is just for show and tell. The inner creates the outer, responds to the outer. But the inner is that very essence of God. And as we are directed from the love of Spirit within us to our outer expression, oh dear, this week, let us do it freely and with joy. Let us do it spontaneously and unconditionally, giving of the love that we are, from the power that resides within us, that is part of the power that resides everywhere and is through all things. And that power is grace, compassion, love, forgiveness, joy, creative expression. It is a well-beingness. It is the mystery. It is life. And let each breath be a breath of gratitude. The in-breath of gratitude and the out-breath of love. For we cannot change that which we are created as. And may our expression, may our experience, may our gift reflect that which we are. And know that it is good and very good, for it is the divine that we see in each other. And it is the divine that looks back at us in the mirror, for we are one. And together we say, and so it is. Amen.
You gotta sing when the Spirit says sing.
You gotta sing
When the Spirit says sing. When the Spirit says sing, you gotta sing right along. Gotta sing when the Spirit says sing. You gotta shout when the Spirit says shout.
You gotta
Shout when the Spirit says shout. When the Spirit says shout, you gotta shout right along. Shout when the Spirit says shout. You gotta play when the Spirit says play.
You gotta
Play when the Spirit says play. When the Spirit says play, you gotta play right along. Gotta play when the Spirit says play. Howdy, play. You gotta dance when the Spirit says dance.
You gotta
Dance when the Spirit says dance. When the Spirit says dance, you gotta dance right along. Dance when the Spirit says dance. You gotta rest when the Spirit says rest.
Service.
You gotta rest when the Spirit says rest. Or when the Spirit says rest, you gotta rest right along. Rest when the Spirit says rest. Well, then you gotta sing when the Spirit says sing. You sing when the Spirit says sing. When the Spirit says sing, you gotta sing right along. Sing when the Spirit says sing. Oh, when the Spirit says sing, you gotta sing right along. Sing when the Spirit says sing.
Thank you, Dawn and Red Star and Audie, for sharing your gift of singing with us. Singing when Spirit says sing. So it's that time in our service where we put into action the law of circulation, and we couldn't do this without you and without your commitment to us. Your generosity empowers us, and as it says in Luke 6:38, give and you will receive. Your gift will return to you in full, pressed down, shaken together to make room for more, running over and poured into your lap. So I'd like to ask you now to take your tithe, your gift, your offering, not only in your hand but in your heart, and join me in this prayer of spiritual giving and receiving. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, and so it is. And so I'd like to thank everyone who joined us online today. We're glad that you could be with us. We hope you enjoyed our service, and we hope you come back again. We love you, and we bless you. And guess what?